Hello, we are starting a brand new 3 week series this week, and we are going through the book of Titus. Now, maybe some of you are like, I didn't even know that was a book of the Bible. It is, and I kind of always like doing the little obscure books that a lot of people don't talk about because they're in the Bible for a reason. There's always interesting or important things in them, and so I wanted to go through the book of Titus. Now, Titus is 3 chapters long, so each week we'll be looking at not the entire chapter, but a piece within each chapter. Just to clarify, right? Because a lot of times when a book is named after someone, like we have John and we have Peter, those are the people who wrote the books. But this letter, excuse me, um, Titus is written by Paul, and it's written to Titus. So we know Paul. Paul is all over the New Testament, right? And so he is writing a letter to Titus, and he's kind of giving Titus further instructions on what Titus should be doing and just some encouragement and positivity. So let's take a look at a little chunk of chapter 1. So the verses I kind of want to be looking at is 5 through 9. So it says this: "The reason I left you in Crete, which is a place, was that you might put in order what was left unfinished, and appoint elders in every town as I directed you. An elder must be blameless, faithful to his wife, a man whose children believe and are not open to the charge of being wild and disobedient. Since an overseer or an elder manages God's household, he must be blameless, not overbearing, not quick-tempered, not given to drunkenness, not violent, not pursuing dishonest gain. Rather, he must be hospitable, one who loves doing what is good, who is self-controlled, upright, holy, and disciplined. He must hold firmly to the trustworthy message as it has been taught, so that he can encourage others by sound doctrine and refute those who oppose it." So, just for context, Paul is this missionary, right? He's going all over the place starting churches. But because he's constantly moving around, he doesn't stay in one place too long. So he will establish a church, but he's not there to help get it really up and running smoothly. And he's actually telling Titus, he's giving him instructions on what to do to help get the church going. And his instruction is you need to appoint elders, right? Leaders of the church. And we have elders at our church, but another way to think about these people would also be to think of them as the pastors, the leaders of the church. And Paul is telling Titus, these are the qualities that you should look for in a leader. And what are some of the things he says, right? He says that they should kind of have their household in order, right? Because if they're going to lead the church, right, they should already, and it's tricky because this passage in particular tends to get either abused or misinterpreted a lot in Christianity. And so I just want to say that a father or mother not having their household in order does not mean they could never be a leader or that they're a bad leader, right? Well, they can't lead at home, so they can't be a leader here. No, I think Paul is trying to say they would have enough to worry about if their household wasn't chaos, right? They would have enough to worry about there. So someone, and it does talk a little bit about not being overbearing, right? We know you've had those kind of teachers, probably teachers, leaders who are overbearing, right? And Paul is saying that's not an effective leader in the church. And he also goes on to list some and just someone who has integrity. He talks about not being given to drunkenness, not stealing, right? Dishonest gain, but someone who has integrity, right? It's someone who has self-control, someone who has discipline, someone who's hospitable and welcoming, right? That's the opposite of someone who is overbearing, right? But instead, someone that makes you feel like you're at home, that you're welcome there. These are the qualities that a leader should have. Now, Paul is specifically talking about leaders in the church, but some of this can apply right outside of the church. You guys can be leaders in different areas in your life, right? And super quickly, I want to run through when I worked at Indian Hills Camp, we did a whole thing about what it looks like to be an effective leader. And it stuck with me. It's been like really valuable to me. It's something that I often think back on, and it's like a good measurement of like, have I been doing these things? And it's an acronym, and the acronym spells out leader. So that's helpful. So the first one is L, right? And it's to be loyal. And loyalty is huge in leadership, right? Because oftentimes, if you're a leader, you might not necessarily be like the head honcho, but you're over some people. So being loyal means being loyal to those above you, right? The people above you have tasked you with like looking over whatever responsibilities you have. And so being loyal to them looks like I'm doing what they want me to do. But then also being loyal looks like being loyal to those that you are looking over. So if something is going wrong, right? If someone up here has been telling you, you need to be in charge of this, but something about this isn't working right, well, to be a good leader, you're loyal to those below you. And so you would go up to the people above you and tell them like, look, like I know you wanted me to do it this way, but something about this isn't working right? It's not. And so you are being loyal to those below you, because if you're not loyal to the people that you're overseeing, to the people that you're leading, right, then they will no longer trust you as a leader. So loyalty works in like every direction. And ultimately, who are we loyal to? We're loyal to God, right? And what he wants for our lives. Second thing, the E, right? To be an example, right? A leader leads by example. A leader leads by example. It is very easy to be a boss, because a boss just tells everyone what to do. But a leader leads by example. And so if you want everyone around you to be picking up trash, what do you need to be doing? You need to be the first one picking up trash, right? So a leader leads by example. A is attitude, right? And the thing to always remember about this is like, as a leader, you set the bar. You set the bar. So if your enthusiasm and excitement is down here, it is going to be a rare thing for the people you are leading to supersede your level of excitement. So if you want positive, excited energy, you need to come with that energy. Otherwise, everything will stay down here, right? Now, D stands for danger. And what is the danger of leadership? What do we need to look out for? We need to look out for pride, right? Now, pride can come in like two ways. One, as a leader, you might start getting like a big head and you think too highly of yourself. And that is just setting yourself up for a fall. So watch out for pride, thinking too highly of yourself. But then also the other danger is thinking too lowly of yourself. If you go into a situation where you're a leader and the whole time you have just this self-doubt, I can't do this, I'm going to fail, I'm going to mess up, oh my gosh, what am I doing here, right? That's not going to work out for you. You need to trust that God and the people who chose you to be a leader chose you for a reason, right? And trust in yourself and trust in their decision making. So watch out for pride. The second E is encouragement. A leader, right, will always have encouraging words flowing out of their mouth. Encouraging words flowing out of their mouth, right? Because again, it is easy to be the boss that criticizes and critiques everything, but a leader is encouraging and moving everyone forward in the direction they want to take the people, right? So encouragement is coming out of their mouth. And finally, the R, responsibility, responsibility. A leader does what they say they're going to do. Um, that's it. You just, if you say you're going to be somewhere at a certain time, you're there at that time. If you say you're going to do something for someone by a certain date, you do that thing for someone at a certain date, right? If you want people to rely on you as a leader, then you're responsible. You do what needs to be done. So that's a little bit about leadership. We talked a little bit about the passage, a little bit about my experience with leadership and what I learned being a good leader is. But I see leadership qualities in so many of you, right? And so think about these things. Think about what I might need to work on to be a better leader, or ways that I'm already a leader in my life and how I can improve in those areas with some of those suggestions. That's it from me. That's been Titus 1. Next week, we'll look at chapter 2.